My name is John Eni. I'm managing partner at Mexican Incorporation. This video is a roadmap to hiring employees in Mexico. It's part of a series that we're doing to assist companies in expanding into Mexico. So first, we're going to talk about some of the major options for hiring employees in Mexico. Because the first part is you can either have your own company or you can use a PEO service to act as the employer of record. And we're going to go through some of the major points of Mexican employment law. So by default, when you're hiring employees in Mexico, you really should think first and foremost about having your own company, right? I think when you form a company, it's not just about getting the company installed, getting it ready and registered, but you also have to perform one other registration, which is called your IMSS registration, which is called the Instituto Mexicano de Seguridad Social. And once you have the company formed, and also this registration, you're able to employ employees and also pay their benefits out to them, right? So important points regarding Mexican employment law is there's an extensive social safety net system, right? So some of the major points are, for example, what I was talking about with your IMSS, your Social Security registration, which includes a bunch of different benefits under sort of a single umbrella. The second major contribution is what's called Infonavit, which is a public housing credit that all Mexican workers are entitled to. There's also annual bonuses. There's a paid vacation with a premium of 25% of the employee's regular pay, and there's also seniority pay based on the amount of time that the employee has been with the company. Also, in Mexico, there's no such thing as at-will employment, and this is something that I suppose is very foreign to a lot of people who are employers in other countries. You cannot just fire an employee at will, right? There's only a few circumstances where you can legally fire an employee and not be responsible for paying them severance pay. So let me repeat that. If you fire an employee for any other reason than those listed in the law for cause, then you are required to pay them severance pay. Okay. Also, how you can get around this is whenever you have employees come on board, right, you can either hire them outright indefinitely, but what we would recommend is using what's called a temporary employment contract, whereas they are offered a period of either 1 or 6 months to train, and basically if it doesn't work out within that period, you don't have to worry about paying them any type of severance or any other penalty under the law. All right, the other thing is workers are assumed to be direct employees of your company unless proven otherwise. So if you don't have anything in writing, you should. Otherwise, the employee is going to be considered a direct worker of your company. A lot of times what companies will do when they're entering the market, things take a little bit long to get, off the ground. You're looking at maybe about 2 months to sort of get your company formed and get everything into place. So as a stopgap measure, a lot of times companies will employ employees as independent contractors. In this case, you want to make sure that the employee has a contract that states specifically that they are not an employee and that they are an independent contractor. Okay, they also need to have their tax registration changed to that of an independent business owner. Otherwise, like I said, the default rules will kick in, and the employee will be considered a direct employee, even if you don't think of them as in that capacity. So basically, when should you use a company to employ your employees or using a PEO service? It really comes down to administrative cost. PEO services do have some advantages in that it's sort of an employee relationship in a box. You have all your benefits going in. You might have, you don't have to worry about making all the filings on a monthly basis. Another company will do that. It's also reduced liability in some circumstances. But of course, the expense of that is higher because you're paying a percentage of the employee's salary, which in theory encompasses all the taxes and benefits and deductions they have, plus whatever the fee for the PEO service. Now, if you're going to use your own company, I think that basically once you have about 2 or 3 employees on the ground, you really need to think about incorporating your own company, because those administrative costs are going to be lower. They're going to be spread out, right? So as with a PEO service, you might be spending 50-60% of the employee's salary just to have the ease of administrative, not being the employer of record. But if you have your own company, you can spread all these costs out, running the company, making the filings, but then you can use that administrative cost for a high number of employees. So that's something to think about. The other thing is, if you have your own company, you're able to extend a greater number of benefits. You'll be able to not only provide employees with the standard benefits by law in Mexico, but also supplemental healthcare insurance, retirement plans, saving plans, all these different things that kind of go above and beyond. And a lot of times, especially if you're going to be hiring higher cost executives, people are going to have a higher monthly salary, they're going to demand these type of benefits, because they're going to be necessary to recruit top talent in the end. So we can help you with setting up a good employment plan, getting everything ready to maintain top talent and to find a top talent here in Mexico and comply with all the regulations involved. Feel free to give us a call, send us an inquiry on our website. We'll take care of everything for you. Again, my name is John Eni. I'm managing partner at Mexican Incorporation, and we're here to assist in any way.